Please take a moment to review the disclaimer on the screen before we dive into the video. Most founders walk into a VC meeting and pitch a product. The ones who walk out with a check? They pitched a worldview. There's a difference, and that difference lives in the mental models you use to frame your opportunity. Today, I'm breaking down 4 mental models that top founders use when pitching investors. These aren't buzzwords. They're ways of thinking about your market that signal to a VC that you see something other people don't. Let's get into it. Mental model number 1, market vacuum identification. Here's a question every VC is silently asking when you walk in the room. Why does this market need a new player? The market vacuum model gives you a razor-sharp answer. The idea is simple. In almost every market, consumers are stuck choosing between 2 bad options. On one end, you've got cheap, low-quality products that kind of work. On the other end, you've got premium options that cost so much, most people are priced out entirely. That gap in the middle? That's the vacuum. When you pitch using this model, you're not saying, "We're better than the competition." You're saying, "The competition has abandoned an entire segment of customers, and we're building exactly for them." VCs love this framing because it tells them the demand already exists. You're not creating a market. You're filling a void the market created itself. One pro tip. When you use this model in a pitch, back it up with data. Show the price points. Show the customer reviews of both ends. Let the vacuum speak for itself. Mental model number 2, ecosystem integration. This next one is how you answer the question. VCs never say out loud, but always think, is this a one-time purchase or a real business? The ecosystem integration model reframes your product from a single transaction into one node inside a larger customer environment. Think about it this way. When someone buys your first product and loves it, what do they do next? If your product line is designed right, the natural next step is another one of your products, because everything works better together. Not sure, you're not pitching a product. You're pitching the starting point of a customer relationship that compounds over time. VCs are obsessed with lifetime customer value. This model shows them you've already engineered it into your product architecture, not as an afterthought, but by design. When you present this in a pitch, show the logical upgrade path. Make it visual. The VC should be able to see, in 30 seconds, how a customer enters your world and stays there. Mental model number 3, direct-to-community feedback loop. Here's what separates a founder who thinks they know their customer from one who actually does. The direct-to-community feedback loop model flips the traditional product development cycle on its head. Old way, company decides what to build, then builds it, then hopes customers want it. New way, customers tell you what they want, constantly, in real time, and you build that. The key is this: your target customers are already gathering somewhere online. Forums, subreddits, Discord communities, Facebook groups, comment sections. They're talking about their problems, their frustrations, their wish lists. All of it, unfiltered. When you embed yourself in those communities, not to sell, but to listen, you effectively outsource your product roadmap to the people who will actually buy what you make. In a pitch, this model signals 2 things to a VC. First, your product development risk is dramatically lower because you're building to confirmed demand. Second, you already have an audience relationship before launch, which is worth more than most ad budgets. When you present this, show the receipts, screenshots of community conversations, specific language customers use about the problem. That raw voice of customer data is gold in a pitch room. Mental model number 4, peer-to-peer seeding. The last model is about trust, specifically how it's built in the modern market. Traditional advertising works top-down. A brand speaks, the consumer listens. That model is losing power every year. Peer-to-peer seeding works the opposite way. Instead of broadcasting at your audience, you seed your brand inside the communities where your audience already lives, through people who are genuinely part of those communities. Here's the distinction that matters. This isn't about paying influencers to hold up a product. It's about brand advocates who participate in the same activities, the same spaces, the same conversations as your customers. The trust isn't manufactured. It's earned through shared experience. When you pitch this model, you're telling the VC that your customer acquisition strategy has authenticity built in. You're not buying attention, you're cultivating it. This is a powerful signal because it suggests your marketing cost stays low and your conversion rate stays high. Two things every investor wants to see moving in the right direction. So let's pull this together. The 4 mental models that shift your VC pitch from a product demo to an investment thesis. 1. Market vacuum identification. You see the gap no one is filling. 2. Ecosystem integration. Your product is the entry point to a long-term customer relationship. 3. Direct-to-community feedback loop. The market tells you what to build before you build it. 4. Peer-to-peer seeding. Your growth is driven by trust, not just ad spend. VCs fund people who think clearly about markets. These models are frameworks for doing exactly that. Not just in a pitch room, but every day you're building your business. If this was useful, share it with a founder who's getting ready to raise. And if you want to go deeper on any one of these models, drop it in the comments. See you in the next one. And that's a wrap. You now have the mental model. You have the framework. Only thing left is to use it the right way.